All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie, joined with Del Garn and Darth Beaver. And we've got another week of Marvel Strike Force to chat about here. And today's topic, we're just going to kind of recap the whole, we'll just call it the Kyln, Escape from Kyln event. And just talk about what's also coming up this coming week with the rush to the 100 level up events going on. So hope you guys enjoying the show. Hope you're having a good week. And with that all being said, let's introduce the gentleman here, start with Dale. How are you doing, Dale?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Good, sir. Very good. And Darth, how are you doing, sir?
Oh, not too bad. Thanks. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm awake. And yeah, let's jump into. We've been chit chatting already a little bit about our experiences with the Kyln event, and we'll pause a little bit on that because I want to go individually, just kind of talk about which may be about to kill an event, but I want to talk about what your individual highlights and lowlights were within the past week. So, Darth, I mean, how was your week?
It was good. It was a good week. Let's see. Highlights. I got a 3 diamond gambit this week from beating the Kyln event. That was definitely a highlight of my week. Um, Another highlight is I went 3-0 in Crucible again and went into Diamond 3 in Crucible. So I had actually a spectacular MSF week.
Yeah, that's definitely highlights. Any lowlights for you?
Um, the lowest I felt in MSF was on the last Crucible battle when I think I showed you guys the screenshot, and I played so poorly offensively and I couldn't beat one of the guys' rooms, and I just screwed myself from the beginning and had a really rough time. But my guy couldn't beat 2 of my rooms, so I won that one too. So that was actually the low part was part of Crucible, just like part of the high part was.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I was pretty upset at myself at that point in time.
So your lowlight got erased after
Yes, it did.
the final one.
It did.
Yeah.
So that's why it was an extra good week.
Yeah. How about for you, Dale? Any highlights?
It's definitely the Gambit in the 3 stars. Um, Fought some interesting Crucible teams this week. Were challenging. That's pretty much it. Yeah, for highlights. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And then lowlights? No. How was your
didn't do
Crucible?
too well in Crucible.
Yeah. It's
I
funny.
went 1-2. Lost to some difficult teams.
Yeah, same here, man. I mean, I think that's kind of where we emphasize like the lowlights, just how outcome is going to be in our Cosmic Crucible battles, because that's kind of where my low light starts off with as well, going 1 and 2. Really was shooting for at least a 2 and 1, but man, going back weeks, going 1 and 2, and seeing my buddy over there, Darts, jump up. Right, that got you the with your 3-0 week, got you up to Diamond 3, I believe.
Yeah, I'm at like 1830 something points, 1832 or something like that.
Yeah, so you're able to jump up, and I've been slipping slowly, chipping downwards, which isn't cool. But definitely gonna look into getting that back up. Hopefully, I get a highlight out of it this coming week. But just like everybody else, I think everybody's week is all dependent on that whole killing event. Wondering if you got the 3-star diamond gambit or not. But let's jump into it. I mean, I know we don't have it up anymore as far as looking into the whole tower aspect of it. But the experiences of this very first run, I know in previous shows we kind of talked about hoping in the future. I mean, would you hope that they kind of randomize characters like this where you can chase a 3 diamond on any feature character moving forward? Or, how would you? I mean, what was your whole experiences overall, Darth, on this event?
Hmm. Okay, so it was tons of fun for me because it had moments of extreme frustration for me built in with beating those moments of frustration and feeling pretty good about it. There were parts of it where I can remember getting upset at, this is a 5-person team game, blah, blah, blah. This is the worst thing you could do is make us do this with 3 people and then give us 12 people to kill. You guys are fucking insane. But then you beat it and you overcome it, and you realize, yes, there is a pattern and there is a key if you want to do it easily. And it is having those characters at that level and that gear. Um, and there were some gear checks for me. The hero tech, I think, was my first gear check because I had an underdeveloped Pegasus team because they do well in raids being underdeveloped. But I had to bring up my Darkhawk, and I think I actually brought up my Ironheart to 17 as well, just to I think even have a burn team for the last node because it made it so easy because I hated it. And I know that Pegasus, because I've built them big enough now, I'm finding a use for them in War. I am finding uses for them in Crucible, so it's worth the gear investment. I just I put it off for a long time before I did it.
Yeah.
Um, and let's see, I felt that the next one would have been that mutant section, but I was lucky. I had uh, uh, Nightcrawler, Gambit, Rogue, and Forge, and Sons. I had tons of X-Men at gear 18, even beyond what was required. So I actually walked through all three nodes with Gambit, Nightcrawler, and Forge, which allowed me to save my Rogue, who was gear 18, for the legendary nodes if I needed her. Yeah, and the legendary nodes were, and then it became, did you do DD6? Basically, that became the check at that point. Have you done DD6 for the legendary nodes, and did you do DD6 twice and have enough time since then to gear up some characters that you probably didn't use for DD6 to gear 18?
Yeah, definitely. I think everything that you're kind of describing was kind of the same sentiment that we're getting with Dell. I mean, would you say the same thing? Once it was like once you got up to level or cell number 30 and up, right? That's when you start kind of feeling that gear check.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary was the first one for me, really. Because
Okay.
I built my Pegasus teams fairly big. I didn't have an issue with them. And the Mutant was, I had the characters I needed already built up, so I didn't really need to do anything. But yeah, Legendary was challenging. I had to be creative with what teams I used.
Yeah, it was interesting because the legendary, which really kind of came in key, was using like the Green Goblin and Doc Ock, and I did that. I think I saw you put on something on chat. You did the same thing there, Darth, with that
Yeah, those
particular
three.
lineup. Those three,
That
right?
was the best team, but like I also used my Red Hulk and my Nova were pretty invaluable
Yeah, yeah, and that's the way
because
I
I
had
didn't
it
want to reset
sorted.
100 times. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like on this one particular room, the first room of the legendary. I think I used that three setup with some of the with the Doc Ock and Green Goblin, and then to the next one. So I used the this next group here, and then once we got to the last one, this was kind of where okay, what bio characters or bio villain characters did you choose to bring into it? And that's the key thing, the key testament out of everything that you're highlighting on Darth. And I think it was fun in the sense of like I don't think you needed. Obviously, you didn't need a 5 piece. I was shocked to hear our alliance mate. It was Furyk that
Mm-hmm.
went ahead and did it only with the 3 piece all the way through. I believe.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. But
Yeah.
he put a sus to healer, and then he complimented me on it because he's a smart man. But but he did. He moved his sus to healer, like I was telling guys that I had to do to get through it, because it just kept my venom and everybody alive. Because sus takes so many turns.
And do you remember who his other two were? I think it was Venom. Or do you remember Adele? Of course, I have to look at chat probably. But
You know, I
I,
don't remember.
I want to say it was like Titania and Moonstone or something like that. Like a pretty popular trio.
yeah, for sure it was Titania. Oh, he says Sus, Venom, and Titania. That was the three he went with. So I wish I had the time or the knowledge. Well, I mean, I guess the knowledge would be there, but at least the time as far as like just jumping in there and testing that run for others, and would have been able to share that experience of what he did. Just kind of ran it myself because that would have been a cool tip to share to everybody. Because I think that's a big one that you were mentioning, Darth. For someone like Down Eye, or like if you had some like if some tunes on the bench ready to kind of throw in, like really, unfortunately, Jugs was just a body, right? You just kind of
Mm-hmm.
use them in there, and that's where I used them on the last second to the last node, where I didn't care. I wasn't going to use them anywhere else. Just blow them up, save my other tunes for the last node, which was Venom and A Bomb within my roster. But some people use Lizard or whoever else. But yeah, he was just a body. But for those that did not have the resources and everything else to really crunch on time, just needed only three. That would have been cool to test Furyk's team out. But but the event's over. Unfortunately, as far as those that were timed out on that. But ultimately, I hope that they had a good experience as well. I think it was well balanced out, and I'm really interested to seeing something like this moving forward in the future. I mean, hopefully, it's not going to be 6 months away, 9 months, but it was definitely thumbs up on this one.
Actually, it comes because so I heard from someone that apparently Scopely's plan is for us to have 10 characters at 3 diamonds in 1 year.
Hmm.
So this may be the process of having that happen. That we'll have a new 3 diamond character at the end.
Wow,
Each
that's
one.
more than once a patch, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of like they expect you to pull some, which me personally I have
Okay.
not pulled one.
No, or I have.
Um,
Damn it, yes, I have. They've just not been good.
So we'll see. I'm definitely like as diamonds goes, definitely looking forward to the new Crucible season. So we'll actually get rid of these orbs we're getting now. So no more 7s.
Hmm.
It's interesting. I
That's
mean,
always a pain.
I wonder if that's part of this particular rollout as well. As far as the rankings here, they'll can get
Yeah,
a three
I
diamond.
assume that is.
Yeah. So Venom, this is all rolling out in 6 hours, depending how your lines fared on the leaderboard. You can get yourself a 1 through a 3 diamond. So that's probably part of that as well. And that kind of gets me just to this one general question. I know I've been, those a lot of us, daily. I tune into mobile just for my daily updates, like news.
Hmm.
And it's interesting, like he's been harping on that and kind of highlighting some of the Reddit posts as far as people excitement on the game, people coming back. Hey, did Goofy come back? I got like a Twitch notification
I
saying don't
did see
call it a
him.
comeback. So
I don't know. I was following his channel because him and his friend were doing like a Marvel cinema review thing,
like just a
but they
chat,
haven't
just
posted.
chat.
Yeah, they're basically talking about Marvel movies and TV shows.
Hmm.
When I was watching them, and then I think they were going to a new channel because they were hitting the wrong algorithms because it was originally a video game channel.
Okay.
And I don't think I ever downloaded the file of the other channels. I haven't seen anything from him in a while. Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's on that. I always liked his content. I mean, it's like he was always mid-game, so it was not much stuff I could use, but it was good stuff,
Yeah. I think his
like good
personality is.
entertainment.
Yeah. Everybody liked his personality,
I
and
would say news-wise, um, Run 7's daily recap is the best thing
mm,
because he goes over all the best videos of the day, stuff you need to pay attention to, some content creators you may not know of that are doing some interesting things.
cool, that's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely jump onto him then. I know who he is. I remember seeing him way back when with Dorky. Both of them were a little bit smaller, and yeah, I just need to keep following. I just haven't been. I've been trying to be more active within my personal work, and because yeah, when I start getting into this whole thing, I'll start staring. I'll start looking at my phone more than at my desk. But
Daily recap's great because it's only like 2 minutes long.
that's good. Okay, that's good.
So you can hear about stuff that's happening. If anything piques your interest, you can watch that video. It would be basically get the gist of what's going on in the game in that day.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess the reason why I bring up Dorky and then I brought up mobile and just kind of in talking about the topic in general as far as the feel of the game. I think every year around this period was for me personally, I always felt like right when you get into spring break week, there was just some type of like movement going on to let's like not play the game or like basically the excitement level is at an all-time low, but right now I feel like it's at an all-time high. I mean I mean, would you say the same, Darth? I mean, as far as like how you join the game more now as you have previously.
Yeah. Yes, I don't think I had such a bad time as everybody else, but yeah, I would say that the level of enjoyment for sure is just about at an all-time high. And I mean, you're asking me at just the right time. If you'd asked me right after the Morgan Le Fay scourge, I might have said the same thing
Yeah, and
because
and I think
that
there's a
was the
couple of
last
ways
time.
to slice that question, right? It depends, like, because everybody's gameplay styles are different. And I think where I'm coming from in general, as far as like, it doesn't feel like we're like in a penny pinch as far as like forced to do something as far as pay to win is where I'm getting at. And like, and I think that's where people are coming back in general. You were just talking about the diamonds, and that's kind of where it hit me on here. It's like, I don't think in previous years that something would roll out so new, such as diamonds, and them giving us access that way. Being able to go ahead and go
Yeah.
into a Kyln event, to go ahead and play aggressively to get a 3 diamond. get yourself up with the lines to gear up that are, heavy hitters or gunning ho and get yourself a diamond or something. It just always felt like, no, you're going to have to wait and purchase this for about 2 months before we start leaking it out there on gameplay rewards. So,
No, definitely in the last year, their management style has changed.
mhm.
They're being more generous. They aren't being as stingy with a lot of stuff. I mean, this Alien Spore thing that's coming out in stores next week. That's fantastic, and they've never done anything like that.
Yeah.
I think Mobile says it best. This is the first time ever. If one of his friends asked him if they should play this game, he would say yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big deal.
No, it is.
They're doing, yeah, and I think it had to do a lot with they would have their extended vacation, and that's why people would generally be fed up this time of year.
Yeah.
But I don't feel you have that this year.
Agreed.
Can we talk about one thing since we're shining Scopely's nuts for a second?
Yeah.
Will you look at this event, the current one that we're doing for Sunspot, the solar schematics? Do you guys remember the old character release events where they would have the campaign for the character and we all oohed and awed over
Yes.
that we could spend the fucking campaign on that and get these orb shards and do that? Well, you know that this is a hidden one of those. Took me a day or two to actually realize it. But I'm getting these badass orb shards, and maybe they're badass orb shards because I've had badass pulls.
You've had badass pulls.
Have you?
No.
Oh,
I have not Sunspot in the center pillar out of every orb.
Oh no, I've not seen him in the center pillar either. My badass pulls are including, like, I got 25 Nightcrawler, I got 25 Craven twice.
Okay.
I got 10 Lizard. Like that is so much better than here's 25 Jubilee shards, or she's a legendary, but you know what I mean. Here's 25 characters to a fucking thing you had 7-starred 6 months ago.
They are good orbs.
I think they're good orbs.
And I haven't pulled Sunspot.
See, that's awesome. I think 5 Lizard in the middle is awesome, but that's just me.
No, I think it's a good orb. I just wish I got Sunspot out of the center. I have got 3 good 25 drops.
I think that's how many I've had, and they've been fucking. See, now to me, that's a win. 10 Lizard shards, 5 Spider Slayer shards, and 8 or 10 Sunspot shards?
Yeah.
9.
I think the orbs are pretty good. They're a lot better. There's been far worse ones.
So it's like they took that old event and made it better, and then didn't like shove that up our butt that, hey, this is what you guys used to love so much that we took away. We're giving it back to you. Well, they did. They gave it back to us. They gave it back to us with better orbs, and they gave it back to us without a useless campaign.
I disagree on that sentiment.
The useless campaign?
The campaign gave you a lot of shards and a lot of gold. It was the most efficient way to spend your course. It was the most efficient way to unlock a character, and they thought that way. The bonus shards for other characters is good. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's not for Sunspot. My Sunspot's still a 3-star.
I think mine is too. I know. I just brought him to 4.
Yeah. But I think, I think it's an even balance depending. Like right now, just on the chat, what's up? Well, first off, good morning, Ortho Phoenix and Hulksmith. But yeah, Mimics is like he got a Sunspot in the center 5 times, and I think it's
all user bias. If you get Sunspot every time, that it's great for Sunspot, but I haven't seen him once in the center.
Yeah, I think my memory of the old ones is just pulling 2 or 4 shards of the character, which I'm doing now for Sunspot, and then getting 10 shards of a character I already had 7 stars. At least the extra shards now are shards on characters that not only I don't have at 7 stars, but I currently care about and want to like level up. Like,
yeah, that part aspect's great, but I could easily get a 4 to 5 star by pushing hard with cores in those campaigns, while I'm getting excess shards of some crap characters. And now with the Ultimate store being good, those excess shards of old characters is better. But yeah, like this is a good orb. Overall, the event's good. I would like to be further in the milestones. I find it annoying I'm not, and I won't get the 25 shards of Sunspot.
Yeah, I won't be there.
Overall, the event was good.
But let's jump into let's top it, into the blog post. It kind of feeds into everything that we're talking about as far as just generalizing. I think the sentiment that I have overall with the game, I am more excited about what little minor or major changes, however you want to take it, but there is changes going on here as far as how they're releasing some of the gear, the character shards, the events a little bit. I mean, it's just depending, on where you're at in the game. I guess you probably had different perceptions of it all. But I'm enjoying everything here. Here we go. So let's talk about this coming week. We definitely are going to have Spider-Gwenum come out. Forgot to make my notes on the timeline, so just kind of looking at it here live. On the 19th, January 19th, they're going to be doing the Horseman Scourge, and they're updating those teams for nodes 5 and 10, for those that are still trying to unlock and work their way with the APOC event. But that's, obviously, we talked about that in the past, so there are some updates, and that's rolling out on the 19th with the Horseman Scourge. On January 21st, it's the new raid season rewards and the updates, and Spider Weaver is going to be the featured diamond character, which I thought was pretty cool, especially if those that don't have her as a diamond feature yet. And then the 22nd is the big date on the calendar here, so of course I'm looking at it 'cause right away Darth called me out of my campaign energy that I'm starting to hoard up, so I can finally start using that down, and I'm going to try to work my way up. But really it kind of worked out for me. I just had a feeling that within events, it sounds like there's going to be some rewards on the milestones as far as the campaign spending your energy and stuff like that. But 22nd is the level 100 cap increase happening, and of course they had the events Race to the Top, Captain American Blitz is going on, Horseman Scourges, Blast Off to 100, where you collect century credits by farming campaign nodes, which I believe this is going to be like a new currency store, something tied onto it. I don't know if that's exactly it, but I know that there is going to be a currency store happening as well. Strike Pass Nightcrawler is going to be the feature event. I'm going to pause a little bit and jump back into the game because last time I kind of came with the news where I'm going hard as far as just spending wise, looking at $50 cap per month. And it kind of ties into with my sentiment. I think it works. So the timing couldn't even be more perfect for me, just the way things are changing. But I have to kind of use that cap as far as picking and choosing where do I want that $50 to go. Am I going to use it on an actual character release, or am I going to be doing it on these passes? So for me, I haven't done anything. I only have, what is this, the Strike Pass that's rolling out, that it's ending? Yeah, in a day. And of course, next month I can go ahead and get my allotment up for another 50 using the Ultra Cores. It's kind of how I'm game planning it. But if I were to get some recommendations, if y'all were in my shoes, Darth and Dale, I mean, what would you do? Like this one, did y'all purchase this or ignore the Strike Pass?
I did not purchase it.
No.
I have not purchased that one yet, and I don't think I'm going to. I think the 50 Tiger Shards, the 1,000 cores, and the 110 diamond promos just weren't worth it for me this month. I want them to juice it back up again before I buy it.
Yeah, how about for you, Dale? What do you think about this pass? I mean, the only thing that's tempting to me is the 1,000 cores because, again, I have to look at in-game currency, right? So that's kind of where it's like, 1,000 right there. Or do I use it towards this other pass?
Being able to see the future, you know that the other pass you just looked at is going to be Nightcrawler in a few days.
Yeah.
And the Nightcrawler shards alone, I think, are going to drive me to get that one.
Say this is only... But this one has but this is the one that you like, right, Darth? Because
it just has the dark promo credits, and I have not bought that one yet either, but I think I will before it expires in a week. Because it gets you get like 3,500 or 3,700 fucking dark promo credits. It's almost enough to bring a character from 5 to 6.
Yeah.
It's why I have as many dark promo characters at 7 and 6 as I do right now.
Yeah. There's Hoaxman talking about what he does. He gets the passes, never the character shards. And I see that's what I'm saying. Everything kind of individualizes a little bit. I think for me, I didn't like the character shards. I wasn't chasing it on the battle passes this week for either one. So that's the only reason why that strike pass is kind of lingering a little bit. It's like, look at my cores, right? I'm at 477. Did not get lucky with any of the symbiote Silver Surfer was it Night Void Knight. Um,
Fortnite.
yeah, man, I've been trying. I haven't got anything luck. I only got like 6 or 8. Maybe I got real lucky and got a 10 shard drop, but I ain't
Hmm.
gonna like do much as far as when you need 100 shard unlock.
Yeah.
So
Do you want? I want to tell you what I'm doing with that because I thought about it, and I thought I have about 4,000 cores right now, and I thought
mm,
about opening a bunch of Void Knight orbs, and I went, no, I'm gonna pass because this is a raid team, and he's the first of 3 characters to come out on that raid team. So by the time that I get Green Goblin or Red Goblin, which is next patch, um, I will have probably unlocked him free to play. So by the time that I need him for the last one, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna assume the same for Gwenum, especially if she's a 45 shard unlock, like I'm hoping. And actually, it could be in game now, so I don't even know. If she's a 45 shard unlock, then I'm definitely not going to core for her either. And I'll save all of those cores that I would have spent, she is, for Red Goblin when he comes out. Because by the time he comes out, then I will have at least unlocked and geared up the other characters, and then I can unlock him maybe day one or at least very early into his event if I've saved that many cores. And then have the raid team ready so that we can push the alliance and get through more of the raid and get better rewards.
got it. Okay. No, that's a good tip. I mean, and that's kind of always been my gut feeling a little bit, but playing that guessing game of wondering like how they're gonna unlock them and things of that nature, and is there gonna be a core event behind that too? You know, just different things and variables where it's like you want to maximize as much of the opportunity with how you start unleashing those resources as best as possible. And but yeah, so anyways, that's why I was just kind of curious. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think for me, and I like that style. I mean, that's a good, very very good tip, obviously, to take away from there what Darth was suggesting or what he's personally doing. You know, for me, I think my style a little bit is I kind of treat it like a lottery ticket, meaning like these
Oh, right on.
cores. I kind of look into it. I'm like, you know what? Every time a new character comes out, I'm gonna go ahead and try to use 3 of my cores. I can't even find it anymore. Where did he go? But it's just like use 3 of them and scratch it and see if I, can get that $1,000, ticket scratch off, or am I gonna get just a dollar one? I've been getting nothing but dollars, and I'll just stop. So I'm stopping now. But anyways,
Deli got $1,000 one on Forge.
yeah, man. See, I want to get lucky like that. I like it when Dell pops in. It's kind of like, wishful. Like I look and I'm like, damn. So it is true that that lottery ticket does work. But anyways, let's scratch off ticket. Let's see. So what else do we got? So yeah, the Gwynnum. So all that kind of ties into where I'm looking at right here. As far as on January 6th, her release is going to come out. It says Nightcrawler, Forge, and Sunspot are going to be added to the bumps, which I call them the RNG orbs. Throughout the game. Perfect Host, Quick Rumble with Blitz and Symbiotes. And that's kind of the highlight as far as what's happening. But if we want to dive deep, this is where the gentlemen were talking about the big news. I think there was 2 big news that happened last week in regards to, with Gwenum. She originally was supposed to be an Alien Spore unique character as far as, her unique. And then it changed. And I guess that kind of goes back to where I'm over here. You call it shining the balls. I just call it tapping them in the back as far as the Marvel Strike Force. I'm not shining nobody's balls, Darth, but
So
I
I
guess.
was.
But no, it's no, definitely. I mean, however you want to take it. I mean, it's definitely something good. I mean, they're listening, and there was a bunch of gripe as far as all the alien spores for each of those bio characters coming out, plus Super Scroll, and there wasn't much to use, right? And then you got us, like at least so I say for myself, chasing that killing event, and I needed Venom, so I was gonna use whatever I was trying to save with alien spores. That went gone. But yeah, so anyways, she changed, and then now she's, I don't think it's on this little part, it was somewhere else, but her unique changed into, I forgot the name of it. We call it Oz Formula, or is it called something else? Forget what it's called. But anyways, she has a different unique now, and that's gonna help save us. And I think you guys were kind of theory crafting on where it may go to, but ultimately they're also gonna help us with the alien spores shortage by adding it into other. Here it is. Oh, she's experimental formula. That's right there. and I forgot where it was at in this whole
Right there.
long boss. But anyways, within the blog post you can read into it, and it talks about where the alien spores are going to be part of supplies, and they're going to
It's
have
right
it.
in front of you.
Is it right there? You might not have read
Spores in the store.
it. Sorry, I looked away from my
God.
camera. Yeah, all right, there it is. The supply store is being taken over by alien spores for a limited time. We're guaranteeing the appearance of alien spores scaring the supply source in order to help you power up the Hive-Mind characters. Boom. And what's interesting is that they're running it there from January 24th and runs through January 31st. So obviously that's something that you're going to be farming daily, Darth?
Absolutely, absolutely, every day.
Yeah. And Dell.
Don't they?
I just want to check on Dell because I don't want to make it sound like I'm ignoring him. I wonder if his PC or his mic went off, or the internet, with the snow, things like that. But yeah, you said you're going to be
Delhi?
farming this.
Yeah, oh yeah, every day. Every time I can, I'll buy all the. I'll buy it with all the gold. You got to remember it's 65 per character, and there's at least 3.
Yep.
So
There we are.
there he is.
Yeah, it's all right.
The mic wasn't working for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
No, I'm curious to see how much they show up. It may make me want to refresh the stores.
It says every time. They will be the catalyst parts will be temporarily replaced by their corresponding gear tier color in the advanced, superior, and augmented alien spores. So everywhere where you see regular catalysts, you should see the spores instead of the corresponding color. So I would assume that because on every refresh I have catalysts in my gold store.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a spot that remains constant. I think that's a spot that remains constant in the Crucible store and in the War store too. So there should be at least 3 spots 3 times a day for free that you can grab that shit. So that's 9 a day for 7 days. That's only 27, so you may want to refresh.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I'll probably think about refreshing.
That's fucking. It's so nice of them.
It really is.
Yeah, man. So here we go. If we go through the store, look, it's already working out for me, fellas. I don't know if it's working for you yet.
Ooh la la.
Not.
It'll be right there on the left. That's what it's saying.
This
Though,
is
that
what you're
spot on
talking
the
about.
left.
Yeah. On the left over there. You think it'll be right here in this Blitz one right here?
I hope so.
Maybe
they said it's going to replace them in the stores. Maybe they specified the stores because I didn't actually read the blog. But if I take what I want from it, so it should be there too. You'd think it would be everywhere. So it's going to be in more than 3 spots, maybe.
Do me a favor and click on the gold one again.
The gold one?
Store.
Yeah. Okay. I was curious if that said supply store. But yeah, I guess it should be all stores.
Yeah.
So, on that talk, what store do you think is the worst for characters to come into?
The War store.
Because I'm debating between the War store and the Arena store. Because both the currency you get is so little. Like, I had Arena stores that stocked up, but I ran out, and I still have like a whole star to go on Ronin. And it's gonna take forever to get there. The same thing for War Store. Like there's always catalysts, the uniques in there I want. And then when they release a character shard in there.
That's my problem with the War store. Is that's where I get a heavy portion of my teal uniques.
Yeah, I know, and I don't want to be distracted and have to go for a character that drops like an important character.
Wow.
Yeah, because then
see, even this is a currency even Mookie spends.
Yeah. And then even in, what's funny about the war, like it was tempting. I was like, oh, do I need to go ahead and start going after these right here since I'm short on them during the Kyln event? But then I was like, nah, I can't because this big roll right here is the important one, right? To see what those uniques. Yeah, and that's all I save it for. But there's just so much like to choose from.
Now go all the way down to the bottom. I did hear a tip this week that I haven't started yet, but you can exchange your alliance currency for war credits, 1,500 a day.
Yeah, I ran out of alliance currency.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do that. I have about as many as Mookie does because I used to exchange them for Elite Fours when Elite Fours meant something. But now it doesn't seem pertinent to do that, and that's probably
I used
the
to
best.
Save them for the war credit events, but we don't seem to get those anymore.
Yeah. Don't say that, it might come back, and then we're gonna
Be broke.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of where I lost mine too. But I haven't been doing it, and I think I saw a little bit of mobile and Valley right there talking about that too, as far as using this if you got to like, because I think I want to say I saw on mobile screen he was like in the 100,000s of these, so it's
Yeah, I think
interesting.
that's where I saw that.
Yeah. But this store right here, I mean, this is an interesting store, but we get an abundance of it. Maybe it's just because of the leagues you fall into, or those can differ. But I feel like I have an abundance, of using up
Yeah.
the currency for these Crucible credits that I just saw. I shop all over the place. Whatever I find, I'm click, 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 click everywhere, and it doesn't feel like you know, wasting away at it. The only one that I had an abundance of was on the gold ones, but then I started chasing after this orb right here to try to get some other
Hmm.
uniques and other things like that. So I spent it all. But anyways, that's all
Yeah, I
the
did that
store.
a little bit. We have a character coming to the Crucible store, so you'll need those.
Yeah, I heard about
Iron
it.
Man Infinity War.
Mhm.
I
That's the
heard.
character. So if
Yeah,
you've got him at 7 already, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Just I don't know if you guys do or not. I happen to. I got lucky with some pulls, and I bought one offer
Same,
Mm-mm.
at one point in time that gave me a bunch of credits. So
same.
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
being cautious about that currency because we're having a new tier coming soon. So there may be additions to the stores.
that'd be great.
I'm gonna wrap it up as far as the show goes, as far as YouTube. I think that kind of highlights everything as far as what's coming on within this coming week. I mean, as you can tell, a lot of changes are gonna start happening. The level cap increases is gonna take place here, so there's a lot of little things here and there that you're going to notice some changes and just different style of how you go about your farming, how you're going to go about your campaign energy usage and things of that nature. So to me, this is kind of like the whole turning of the machine that kind of helps your roster evolve. And, I'm excited about it. I mean, maybe some aren't excited about the level cap, but I kind of got into the whole within the where I'm at in the game. I mean, I'm excited to go ahead and start getting some of these characters up to 100, make my raid start better, my Cosmic Crucible. So things out of nature. It's going to be interesting times to kind of see the progression. And hopefully everyone else is excited and enjoying the game. So with that, we'll close out the show. Twitch, stay there. We may do a second video, but maybe just chit chat. But ultimately, appreciate you guys. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.